Welcome back to the channel. So, episode 4, passive income streams. And after Black ruined me last take of this, I'm going again. He cut the post well too short. Now he's got it right. We've got a set of goalposts. Perfect. Okay, so we're putting in a miniature football pitch here. There's one end of it complete. Right, episode 4, passive income streams. Number 21. These are movable and or on wheels, ones that you can pick up and put in your car, pick up, put on a van and take it away. Right, handy passive income streams, these ones. Wood chipper. Right, you can buy a wood chipper. It's like on wheels, it tows behind your pickup truck. They're about $25,000, $20,000 or something. So a lot of money, but you can rent them out for a lot of money as well. And people who are clearing gardens or clearing woodland will rent them off you, and you can make decent money on it. Obviously, there is a bit of maintenance to it, like the blades and stuff like that. They need to be every now and again. You're gonna get stones go through your machine. If that happens, you're gonna have to fix your blades, replace the blades, and that can be expensive. So generally, if there's any damage to the blades, you charge the customer for that. But it's a nice little business. You drop it off and you get rent by the day. Sometimes people will want it for like 4 or 5 days at a time. Next one, number 22, a coffee cart. You see them in shopping centres, little carts where you can buy coffee and stuff like that. Good little business. It's not so much passive really, but I mean, you could rent the coffee carts out, I suppose, if you could design some sort of system to rent them out. I'd say it's more of an active business, a coffee cart, but I've left it in here anyway. Number 23, you can buy like Portaloo trailers, like the size of a 7.5 ton red wagon trailer, and they'll have like 4 or 5 toilets in there, a couple of sinks and stuff, and places obviously to keep the waste and stuff. And you can rent them out for like concerts and venues and things like that. So that's a good possible passive income stream that you could do. Might take a little bit of running, organisation, but if you've got a manager who looks after it and that, happy days. It's fairly passive income. There's money in muck, as they say. Similar to a coffee cart, number 22. Number 24, a food cart. You can basically buy a food cart and rent it out. There's all sorts of different food carts you can do, from hot dog stands, burger bars, salad bars. You can do all sorts of food carts. Anything that's food, you can put on a cart and you can sell it. If there's a market for it, you can do it. But similar to like the coffee cart, it's possibly not a passive income unless you're renting the actual carts to people who are then running the cart. But there you go, number 24. Number 25, camera equipment. Now, camera equipment's pretty expensive. It costs a lot of money, camera equipment. And there's a good rental market for it. There's plenty of websites where you can rent your camera equipment out to other people who just need a long lens for the weekend or something like that, or a camera for a wedding or whatever they want it for, right? And you can rent out, like literally, like I say, lenses, or you can rent out the whole camera, or tripods. So there you go. Number 26, bit of a strange one, but art. You can rent out art. You can rent out sculptures, paintings, to people who want to prep, who want to basically prepare a house for sale or something. They'll put some paintings on the walls, make it look, a little bit better. They'll rent them. They'll rent the furniture. They'll rent the art, right? Also, even office buildings, places like that, they'll rent art off you for their foyers, for their lobbies and stuff like that. So it's it is a business, but once you've got the art rented out, you'll find that some of your customers will keep the art for years and just pay you standing order direct into your bank, and that's when you're getting nice passive income from that. 27, bouncy castle hire. This is an active-ish business, this one, like, unless you, like I say, you get a manager to look after it and all the rest for you. But if you're doing it yourself, you're going to be busy, like, with a bouncy castle business. If you're buying the bouncy castle second hand, be careful, because the seams where they're sewn together, in between the bubbles on a bouncy castle, they've got slight holes in them, small holes in them to let the air out. So the bouncy castle has a electric pump that pumps air in, and then obviously the seams let it out, and it needs to be the right amount of going in and out all the time, so that so it's bouncy. Yeah, otherwise it won't be bouncy. So when they get old, you'll find that some people will sell their bouncy castles second hand once they get a bit old and there's not much bounce left in them. So be careful of that. Make sure you test the bouncy castle if you can buy one second hand. But yeah, good little business. You can rent it out for parties, stuff like that. You just go and set it up, collect the fee, and then go collect it a couple of days later. So it's kind of passive. Handbag rental. Handbags cost a fortune, and girls love a different handbag every different opportunity to get. You can rent handbags out. You can buy them. Some of them are like $1,000, $2,000 for a handbag, and the girls want them. They want to rent them. They're happy to rent them. So you can rent them. You have to put it on one of these websites where you can rent stuff out. But possibly good business to look into, especially if you're one of these girls who've got a lot of handbags now. Well, why not consider renting them out? So there you go. That's too high, that clerk. Lower it down. Next one, watches, 29. Number 29. Watches, Rolexes, tags, Breitling, all them types of watches. You can buy them and you can rent them out. Obviously, you need to make sure you got the guy's ID or the girl's ID, that you take it off and do a contract and all the rest. But there's plenty of money in it. And especially if you buy just the run-of-the-mill normal watches, you start buying dripped out in diamond watches and all that, it might go out of fashion. When it goes out of fashion, you could find that your watch that you paid $40,000 for is now worth $12,000, and that's not the aim of the game. I'd buy decent watches that are going to go up in price, things like normal basic Rolex Submariners, things like that you can rent out. So there's that. And my favourite on episode 4, number 30, left it till last, cross trainers and treadmills, fitness equipment. Not everybody wants to go to gym. Some people are huge, and they feel embarrassed about their weight. They don't want to start getting in leotards and stuff like that, bouncing around the gym, looking crazy, you know what I mean? People don't want to do that. So they're happy to rent to start with. They can go to gym in a year or two when they've lost a bit of weight and they feel a bit more confident about themselves. But before that, it'd be nice if you can rent them a cross trainer or a treadmill direct to the house, delivered, set up. And basically set up is all you have to do is plug it into the wall and turn it on, show them how it works, which is basically press a button, and there's a couple of speeds on the treadmill and the cross trainer as well, right? And you rent it out, maybe you can do 4 weeks rent, get your 5th week free. I had this business. I had a business called Furnace Fitness Hire. I basically bought 10 cross trainers and treadmills each. Yeah, so I had 20 of them. And I put a small advert in the newspaper, local newspaper. It cost me about £30 at the time, $35 or something, right, for the week. And they were all rented out within about 2 days of the advert. First day, maybe even of the advert being in, they were rented out. So I took them all out the next day, and I went and ordered another 10 of each one from the company who was selling them. Ended up with 20 on credit cards. All of this was on credit card. Yeah. And I ended up with 20 of these things, rented them out. Before you knew it, I had 40 or 50 of them. I paid me credit cards off, the cash was rolling in. And I was getting a fast return on it. So I was well happy with cross trainers and treadmill hire. Easy business. I had a basic old transit van, and I just threw them in the back of there and dropped them off. And there was no storage for them because they were always stored in other people's houses who were renting them. Pick them up. I put pick them up, 3 in the back of the van, drop 3 off, go and pick another 3 up, put 1 in my garage, drop 2 off. That was it. There would be 1 or 2 or 3 at home at the very most. There was hardly any problems with them. Great business. Did it for a couple of years, and then I sold it on to my next door neighbour. I don't know whether it's still going strong today. I don't know whether he's kept it running. I don't know. I don't live there anymore. I've moved well away from there. But there you go. That's episode 4. My favourite one out of the list has got to be cross trainers, treadmill rental. Easy business. Anybody can do it. and you just work out the profit off the cost of it. I mean, I think they were costing me around about £300 at the time to buy one, and I was renting them out for £58 for 5 weeks. So you do the maths. You're not looking very long. I don't know, 10 months or something like that return, minus a bit of the running cost for the van and stuff. Get your money back in 12 months on that sort of business, and you can start the business with like $1,000, 1,500 or something. Especially you can put them in your car, a treadmill. If you've got a hatchback, you can start with a car or a pickup truck. Happy days. So leave it at that for this one. That's episode 4. I'll see you in the next episode. Give us a like, give us a sub.